Madam Web is a movie that takes place in the Sony Spider-Man universe, which I just found out they're trying to do. I had no idea until recently, but this movie, Venom, and Morbius are all supposed to be connected in some way. And weirdly, none of these movies have ever shown Spider-Man, even though this is the Sony Spider-Man universe.
Exactly. I said in my Madam Web review, they tried so hard not to reference anything Spider-Man that I just assumed they got the ending to No Way Home wrong and thought the world forgot who Spider-Man was. Like, not referencing Spider-Man, it makes it so hard to even tell what the purpose of this movie is going to be. And in the case of Madam Web, it just there was nothing. It had nothing of value.
Ask, no, the guy who looks like Spider-Man in the Madam Web trailer is not Spider-Man. Just so we're all clear. And with that very short introduction into this movie, you could probably guess it did bad. Like, really bad. This movie did worse than Morbius, which already did the worst. Now, I
did not know that. Well, I mean, in my opinion, they're about in the same tier, but yeah, making less than Morbius and having a lower score, yeah, that seems pretty valid. Because there's no narrative. And I don't even think they focused... I said before that they prioritized representation over a good narrative. I don't even think they even tried for representation anymore. They just couldn't be bothered to do anything for this film.
Madam Web, so I can't really comment on quality too hard. But literally nothing about this movie makes me want to see this movie. The lead actress, Dakota Johnson, is running from this movie, too. She hasn't even seen the movie and literally has no plans to. Why?
Yeah, and I didn't have any plans of seeing the movie either. But, yeah, one of my professors canceled like 2 of my classes, which freed up pretty much my entire Thursday. And a lot of people are saying there's no shot. I can pull up my email right now. I have to go to deleted messages because I don't know why I would keep an email for a course cancellation. It should be here. Here we are. Right here. There's your proof. Professor canceled. I had the same professor for 2 classes. And he canceled both of them, which freed up my Thursday. So with literally nothing else to do, I just said, screw it.
When I go see
and I would rather actually be in class
than
to
do with. What do you think?
see this movie again.
Like, subscribe, new follow me Twitter, @spends,
it sucked. And what's even crazier though is I don't even know what their target demographic was, but I'm going to assume they were trying to branch out and I guess collect females, which backfire horribly because I remember seeing something about how the people who watched it, like it actually got a fan base from dads and teens. Like, I'm not joking. Hang on. Crap, let me think what it was. Madam Web gains audience of dads and male teens. Something along that lines. Let's see what it is. Here it is. Madam Web was a hit with dads and teenage boys. And I'm willing to bet a large sum of money that was not what Sony intended, or anybody. Once again, this just shows who the target demographic is when it comes to superhero films and Marvel. And they're not catering to them at all.
Well, pour one out for Madam Web. It did not go very well during the 6-day holiday weekend. I can't wait till a movie gets a month-long weekend. Is this how we're doing things now? Because don't forget,
joke.
Not only did the weekend start on Valentine's Day, it's still going now because of presents.
Do people really consider that a weekend? Like, just like anything that releases on a holiday, does that mean that it's automatically a weekend? So if I were to release a movie on the beginning of Kwanzaa or Ramadan, would that mean that I'd get a month? Is that how you get a month-long weekend box office opening? I don't know. Somebody better educate me on that marketing.
President's Day. So this movie is still technically in its weekend run. So it's not going to matter. This movie is going to be a flop.
It was a
because it
flop.
only pulled in about 25 million. Even with worldwide numbers, I can't see that getting that much higher. And the
Neither
sad
can
thing
I.
is, this movie only had
I
like an
can't see
$80
anything,
million
just like how Madam
budget.
Web couldn't see shit.
So when you take into account marketing, this movie is not going to make its money back.
There was no
And they tried to keep.
I can't believe that they actually like blew so much money on marketing. What marketing? Like what I did see was very minimal. And yet that still took up like at least a half of the budget. Like this like 9-figure budget for marketing and movies, and half of it went into marketing that nobody saw. How is that possible?
Keep this low on the budget poll. Ticket sales for One Love easily led in North America over fellow newcomer Madam Web. By the way, One Love did really good. It overperformed, made like 50 million. So with international numbers, it'll probably be close to 100. It's overperforming. I imagine it will probably hold that momentum into next week. I don't see what's coming out this week. Now, next week, I think, is Dune. So I expect Dune to be a massive hit.
I don't think Dune comes... Wait, oh, this video was made a day ago. I mean, I guess technically it is next week. I mean, this came out Monday, so like 12 days, a little less than 2 weeks. So, not exactly accurate.
That thing is selling out tickets everywhere. If you want to see that movie, you better try to find some tickets.
I saw the first Dune on like HBO Max when it came out.
Madam Web.
It was alright. Like, I'm not the biggest Dune
thriller starring Dakota
fanatic.
Johnson as a pandemic.
Though I would rather
as a
see Timothy
paramedic
Chalamet in
with
Dune
psychic
rather than
abilities, and in
whatever
association
his
to
performance
Spider-Man
was
opened
in
in second
Wonka.
place with 17.6 million over the traditional weekend and 25.8 million during the same six-day period.
Did it do worse than the Marvels? Hang on, how much was the How much did the Marvels make opening weekend? Okay, no, okay. So it made more than the Marvels. That's about the best compliment you could give Madam Web, is that it made more its opening weekend than the Marvels. Yeah. I mean, I initially thought that I guess the Monica Lewinsky, I don't think that's like Monica Lewinsky, that's Bill Clinton. I don't know what her last name is, but I thought for sure that the Monica Captain Marvel was going to be the worst female Marvel character, possibly the worst female superhero. And then I saw Madam Web. And I don't even know what the names of the other Spider Women were. But but I said before, they're about the most forgettable female supers ever. And so, yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be talking about them anytime soon. Like, the second this movie's out of theaters, nobody's going to care anymore. And the only reason we care now is because it's just awful. It's still awful. And where's this part about it with the dads and teens?
Apparently trying to make some changes. This was some interesting news that I saw over the weekend. Rumor: Amazon's Silk Spider Society acts as entire writer's room. Spider-Man spinoff being retooled for male skewing audiences.
That's probably for the best.
I'm not sure how this worked.
I mean, if that's going to be the demographic, then you might as well appeal to them. But Silk Spidey Society, I've still never heard of that, so they better do some great marketing if they're going to get me to watch that. Especially since it's, like, on Amazon.
I don't know if Amazon bought the rights to this, or if Sony sold it to them, or they're even
or made
involved.
a deal, probably.
But this is going to be on
They
Amazon.
lost so much money from Morbius and now Madam Web that they have to do a collab to to pump out their next Spider Sony verse. God, I stuttered there. Their next monstrosity, I guess. I mean, I know Kraven the Hunter is happening. We still don't have a trailer, but it's probably Sony's last chance, or else they might have to sell the entire Spider-Man franchise.